Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last theory class, we discussed about bisection method. Now we also discussed the advantage and disadvantage of that method. That advantage is the method is always convergent, and disadvantage is that method is very slow. Okay. So it is not depending on the function, rather it is depending on the initial interval. Is not it? Because the number of iteration for any problem is same. If you want the solution up to a certain accuracy and the initial interval is same, then the method is not depending on the problem, rather it is depending on the accuracy. So we are not considering the behavior of the function. So we will be going through few more methods. First one is called second method or method of chords. Second method or method of chord. Are you able to see what I'm writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in second method, what we'll do? So suppose let us consider this is a typical graph. This is x-axis, this side is y-axis, and let us consider this is the typical graph of the function. This is y equals to f of x. So what we shall do, so let us consider what is the formula in n plus 1th step. Okay, so n plus 1th step, n plus 1th iteration. Okay, so what you do, you choose two initial guesses, xn minus 1 and xn are two. I should not say these are the initial guesses. Let me write down x naught and x1 are two initial guesses, and then in nth step, suppose we have xn minus 1 and xn, these are the approximate value. Okay. So in n plus 1th step, nth iteration, let us suppose xn minus 1 and xn are the approximate value of the root. Is it okay what I have written? We have chosen two initial point x0 and x1, and n plus 1th iteration, let us suppose that xn minus 1 and xn, they are the two approximate values of the root. Is it okay? So this is, suppose this is xn minus 1, I do not know where it will be, I have taken two arbitrary point, and this is xn minus 1 and this is xn. Okay, so what is the coordinate of this dotted point? Xn comma what is the coordinate of this black dot point? Xn minus 1 comma
f of
F of
f of
n
xn
one.
minus 1. So that is the coordinate. I'm calling it the point P. Okay. The coordinate of the point Q, what is the coordinate? Xn f of
Comma.
xn. Now what you do, it is already mentioned, it is a method of chord. So what you will do to find out the next approximate value of the root, you will draw a chord joining these 2 points. You will draw a chord joining these 2 points, and I rather choose I rather would have chosen the 2 points very near to the roots. I rather should have chosen the points here, xn minus 1 and xn. But anyway, you are getting the idea. So this chord will intersect x-axis at some point, is not it? This is x-axis. So that point will be considering the next approximate root. Okay. So this side, this is the function. The graph is continued like this. And then what we'll do? So here we have taken xn minus 1 and xn to approximate value at n plus 1th step, and the points are xn minus 1, f of xn minus 1 and xn f of xn. We'll draw a chord joining these 2 points. They will cut x-axis at some point. We'll call it the next approximate root, xn plus 1. Okay. Then in n plus 2th step, what shall we do? Then we'll consider the point xn and f of xn, and xn plus 1, f of xn plus 1. So let us consider this point r, which coordinate is xn plus 1, f of xn plus 1. And then what shall we do? We'll draw a chord joining those 2 points. We'll draw a chord joining those 2 points, q and r. So if you draw a chord joining these 2 points, that will intersect x-axis at some point. So we'll call it the next approximate root, xn plus 2. Then what shall we do? Then we'll consider the 2 points r, and suppose this point corresponding to x value xn plus 2, suppose that point is s. Then we'll join r and s, draw a chord joining these 2 points, and that chord is going to cut x-axis at some point. So that value will be called the next approximate root, xn plus 3. Okay. So let us concentrate on n plus 1th iteration only. So here we have considered the chord joining the points P and Q. So tell me the equation of the chord. Chord PQ is
fxn minus 1 by x2 xn minus
y minus fxn by x minus xn equals to the slope of the line. What is the slope? F of xn minus 1, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, xn minus 1. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So this chord will cut x-axis at some point. We'll call that as next approximate root. So put y equals to 0 and x equals to xn plus 1 and calculate for xn plus 1. So what will be xn plus 1? Then what will be xn plus 1? What will be xn plus 1? Xn minus f of xn minus, tell me, xn minus xn minus 1 by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 into f of xn. Is not it? Please check the formula once again. The calculation is correct or not? Put y equals to 0. When you are putting y equals to 0, that means you are finding the x values for which the height of the curve will be 0. That means the curve will be intersecting x-axis. And put x equals to xn plus 1, which will denote the next approximate root. So xn plus 1 is xn minus xn into xn minus 1 by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 whole into f of xn. Is this calculation correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this is the next approximate root for all greater than for all n greater than equals to 1. So this is the formula. Now you can simplify it. You can again simplify it. If you do the subtraction, it will give you another compact form. Tell me what is that? Or xn plus 1 equals to, do the subtraction and tell me. Xn,
Sir, xn minus 1 into fxn over
xn
fxn
minus
minus
1 into fxn minus xn into fxn minus 1 by f of xn into f minus f of xn minus 1. So you can remember any one of these two expression. Okay, so these are the same formula. Xn plus 1 equals to xn minus xn minus 1 by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 whole into f of xn, or this below formula xn plus 1 equals to xn minus 1 into f of xn minus xn into f of xn minus 1 by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. Okay. Now tell me, what is the disadvantage of this formula? Advantage you may not know. I'll tell you that, and tell me a disadvantage of this formula compared to bisection method. Do you see any disadvantage? Does the convergence always guaranteed?
No, sir.
The method, no. So the first disadvantage of this method is not always convergent. This method is not always convergent. That means if you apply this formula, the values which you will get using this formula, that may not give you the root, because it is not bracketing the root. So this method may be convergent, may be divergent. So let us
Sir.
consider one situation.
Sir, why it is not convergent?
Okay, so I'll give you one such example. So suppose this is the scenario of the graph. This is x-axis, y-axis, and I will also give you one numerical example for that. Okay, so suppose the graph is, I'll draw that graph by black color. Suppose the graph is okay. So from this part, the graph is straight line on the negative x-axis. From here, the graph is a straight line on the negative x-axis. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where is the root? Here, this intersecting point, this is the root alpha. Now take 2 points here, starting point, x0 and x1. Take those 2 points here, P and Q, P and Q. So in this method, what we do? We draw a chord joining these 2 points, is not it? So if you draw a chord joining these 2 points, which chord you will get? This line?
Yes, sir.
Or you may be thinking that we are still getting a root. Let me draw the shape of the car. Suppose it is not intersecting. Okay, black color. Suppose this is the car, it is not intersecting x-axis. Is that clear to you? It is not intersecting. So this car does not have any other root. Only root is here, alpha. So now what you do? Choose two initial point here. The two initial points are P and Q. So it is P, it is Q. Now in this method, what we do? We draw a chord joining these 2 points. So the chord will be this one, joining P and Q. So this is the chord. So we'll get this intersecting point. Okay. So this is Q, this is P. So this point from it is intersecting here. So this one is xn, this is xn minus 1, and this will be xn plus 1. Now what we'll do? We'll draw a chord joining xn and xn plus 1. So these 2 points P and R. So if you next iteration, we'll draw a chord joining these 2 points P and R. So the chord will be this one. So this will be xn plus 2. So are we getting the root? Are we approaching towards the root?
No, sir.
We are not approaching towards the root. Okay. So that is why this method is not always convergent. This method is not always convergent. An advantage of this method is that if this method converges, advantage. If this method convergent, if this method is convergent, then it has order of convergence 1.62 golden ratio. That means this method is faster compared to bisection method. अगर ये मेथड कन्वर्जेंट हुआ तो ये मेथड आपको जल्दी सॉल्यूशन देंगे कंपेयर टू बाइसेक्शन मेथड, बिकॉज इट हैज ऑर्डर ऑफ कन्वर्जेंस 1.62 एंड बाइसेक्शन मेथड में कितना था 1 था. हालांकि मैंने आप लोगों को बताया नहीं कि ऑर्डर ऑफ कन्वर्जेंस कैसे मेथड को स्पीड अप करते हैं. आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन डिटेल्स once we cover all the methods first. Okay, so how to make sure that this formula will give you solution which will always be convergent? How to make this method always convergent? So next method which I am going to write is simple modification of this one, the last one, second method, that is known as Regula-Falsi method or method of false position. Regula-Falsi method or method of false position. So that is simple modification of second method. उसमें क्या करेंगे? 2 पॉइंट जो स्टार्टिंग में था ना, what were the initial 2 points? x0 and x1. So choose x0 and x1 such that their functional values at x0 and x1 are of opposite sign. Choose x0 and x1 such that x0 f of x0 into f of x1 less than 0. So what does mean by this condition? What does mean by this condition?
One of them is negative.
No,
There should be a root between x0 and x1.
there is a root between x0 and x1. फंक्शनल वैल्यू अपोजिट साइन होने का मतलब है क्या कि f of x1 greater than 0, f of x0 less than 0, or f of x1 less than 0, f of x0 greater than 0. That means the curve is crossing x-axis. So suppose this is the typical curve. This is the typical curve. This is the typical curve. Y equals to f of x. This point is x1. This point is x0, or in other case that next I am going to draw, that will be the typical curve near the root. So the curve will be either this one or the next one which I am going to draw. This one or this one. Near the root, this will be the curve. X1, this is X0. Is not it?
Yes, sir.
If you zoom in the picture, the graph, near the root, either one of these two will be the shape of the curve. If you choose X0 and X1 in this manner, and if the equation has a root, then is not it? So first you concentrate on graph 1, top graph 1. So what we'll do, so once we choose X0 and X1, we'll follow the same procedure. What is the coordinate of the point P? If this is the point P, what is the coordinate?
X naught FF X naught.
x0 comma
X0 Fx0. And what is the coordinate of the point Q? If it is Q, okay, X1 f of X1. Now what you do, you draw a chord joining these 2 points. Draw a chord joining these 2 points and tell me, and where it will cut x-axis, that will be our next approximate root. So let us draw a chord joining these 2 points. This is the chord. So here it will cut x-axis. We'll call it the next approximate root. So tell me the formula for x2. What is x2? Chord joining x0 comma f of x0, x1 comma f of x1 is, what is the chord? Tell me. That will be y minus f of x1 by x minus x1 equals to f of x1 minus f of x0 by x1 minus x0. And in this relation, to find out the next approximate root, put x equals to y equals to 0 and x equals to x2, and x equals to x2, which will be our next approximate root. So tell me the formula for x2, which you will get from the above relation. What will be x2? Tell me.
Sir,
x1
x1
minus
x0.
x1 minus x0 by fx1 minus fx0 into fx1.
x1 minus, okay, x1 minus x0, fx1 minus fx0
upon fx1
into fx1
into fx1.
So this will be the next approximate value.
Yes, sir.
तो मिल गया. अब क्या होंगे बताइए. ये रूट दोनों इंटरवल में से एक इंटरवल में होंगे. Either root will be lying on x0 to x2 or x2 to x1. Is not it? Once you get x2, the root will be lying. So check the sign of this. Check
Yes, sir.
sign of f of x2. Check sign of f of x2. Sign of. So just like bisection method, you will keep on checking the sign. अगर f of x0 and f of x2 की sign opposite हुए, then root will be lying between x0 to x2. Is not it? And if f of x2 dot f of x1 is less than 0, then the root will be lying in x2 to x1. Is not it? So make sure. So after you getting x2, you make sure in which sub-interval the root is lying. Okay. So in the current picture, in which sub-interval the root is lying?
Sir, that last line, can you please explain again? Why should we check the sign?
Okay. So you check the sign of f of x2, or rather you check the sign of, okay. So rather you check the sign of check the sign of f of x0 into f of x2 and f of x2 into f of x1. आप इन दोनों की साइन चेक कीजिए, दोनों प्रोडक्ट की, f of x0 into f of x2 and f of x2 f of x1, दोनों में से एक ही नेगेटिव साइन के होंगे। इन दोनों प्रोडक्ट में से only one product will be less than 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just a moment. Someone's mic is not muted, making unnecessary noise. Okay, fine. So only one of these two product will be less than 0. Yes or no? अगर दोनों ही less than 0 हुआ मतलब दो रूट है, ऐसा नहीं है। तो
Correct.
one of them will be less than 0. So in the next iteration to calculate x3, those two values will be taken which functional values are of opposite sign. तो मुझे ये ग्राफ देखिए, पहले ग्राफ 1 को देखिए और मुझे बताइए कि x2 तो मिल गया आपको, x0 और x1 को यूज करके आपको x2 मिल गया। आप नेक्स्ट इटरेटिव वैल्यू जो होंगे x3 उसको फाइंड करने के लिए कौन से दो वैल्यूज को यूज करेंगे आप?
x0 x2.
x0 and x2, because values at x0 and values at x2 they are of opposite sign. So now the root will be lying in x0 to x2. In the current picture, in the current scenario, in the picture graph 1, so अगर मान लो कि अगर रूट x0 और x2 के बीच में लाई करते हैं, if root lies in, if root lies in x0 to x2, तो x3 को कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? टेल मी द फॉर्मूला फॉर x3. And here I'll write down, if root lies in x2 to x1, तो कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे x3 को? बताइए दोनों के एक्सप्रेशन. One of them will be true.
Sir, for the first one, use x1 at the place of x1 and x2 at the place of x0.
In while calculating x3, what shall we do? We'll replace जो पहले इंडेक्स है ना, जो इंडेक्स पहले है उसको पहले लिख दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं. इट विल बी x2 minus
Yes, sir.
x2 minus x0 by f of x2
fx2
minus f of x0. जिसकी इंडेक्स बड़ा है उसको पहले कर दीजिए, बस हो गया. अगर जिसकी इंडेक्स छोटा है उसको भी पहले कर सकते हैं, उसमें भी कोई परेशानी नहीं है, सेम एक्सप्रेशन आएंगे आफ्टर सिंप्लीफिकेशन. So this is the formula to calculate x3. If root lies between x0 to x2, and if root lies between x0 to x1, then what will be the formula? x2 minus x1 f of x2 minus f of x1 into f of x1. One of them will be used depending on the situation. Is it clear to you? So
Yes.
ये
Yes, sir.
रेगुलर फॉल्सी मेथड पे आप क्या करते हैं, आप हर एक स्टेप पे कौन से इंटरवल में रूट है इसको हमेशा कैलकुलेट करते रहते हैं. मतलब रूट को आप छोड़ते नहीं है. You always try to bracket the root, not try to, you always bracket the root. So as you consider more and more iteration, as the iteration is increasing, you will be moving towards the solution. It is guaranteed. So advantage of this method is that this method is always convergent. Advantage, this method is always convergent. And disadvantage is that since after each iteration you are checking the sign, that makes the method a bit slow. This advantage, it has order of convergence 1. It is bit slow. It has same order of convergence as the method of bisection. It has order of convergence 1. Okay, so now let us look at the graph how we'll calculate next iterative value. So आप लोगों को क्या मिल गया, आप लोगों को x2 मिल गया है. Now you look at the sign, f of x naught into f of x2, they are of opposite sign. So to calculate x3, what you will do, you will draw a chord joining x naught comma f of x naught and x2 comma f of x2. You will be using these 2 points and you will draw a chord joining these 2 points. So let us draw a chord joining these 2 points. So this is the chord joining these 2 points. Let us call it R. So joining P and R, you have obtained a chord, and that chord is going to cut x-axis. At some point, we'll call it the next approximate root. We'll call it x3. फिर क्या करेंगे, x4 निकालने के लिए आप चेक करेंगे कि कौन से इंटरवल में रूट लाई करते हैं, x0 से x3 के बीच में या x3 से x2 के बीच में. इन दोनों में से एक सब इंटरवल में रूट लाई करेंगे. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So in the current scenario, the root is lying between x0 to x3. So same thing you will do. You will consider next point S, which coordinate is x3 comma f of x3, and you will draw a chord joining these 2 points. So that chord is going to cut x-axis at some point. We'll call it x4. Now you look at these x2, x3, x4. Are they moving towards the root? Here, the root is alpha, dotted point. Are they moving towards the dotted point, which is the root? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And same thing will be happening if you consider the below picture. First, you draw a chord joining the points. That point is going to cut x-axis at some point. Call it x1. So not x1. Call it x2. Now in the current scenario, the root is lying between x2 to x1. So draw a chord joining these 2 points. So there, you will draw a chord. That chord is going to cut x-axis here. Call it x3. Now the root is lying between x3 to x1. So draw a chord joining these 2 points, this point and that point. So this is the chord in the next iteration. This is the chord. So this will be x4, and in this way it is moving towards the yellow dot, which is the root of the equation. So in this method, one thing, have you observed one thing, that one of the endpoint is always fixed. अगर ग्राफ 1 या ग्राफ 2 दोनों में से जिनको भी आप कंसीडर कीजिए, आप एक चीज नोटिस करेंगे कि जो इनिशियल इंटरवल था ना, उसमें से एक पॉइंट हमेशा फिक्स रहते हैं. टॉप पिक्चर में कौन सा पॉइंट फिक्स था? हर एक इटरेशन में x0 was fixed.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And in below picture, which coordinate is fixed? Which point is fixed? X1 is fixed.
Sir, x1.
So that thing you have to remember, because while we'll be deriving order of convergence, that scenario will be used. That in bisects, in regular policy method, one of the initial endpoint is always fixed. One of the initial guess is always fixed. While we check in which subinterval the root is lying, one of the initial guess is always fixed. So this is regular policy method.
Sir,
I'll briefly write down. Yes.
why are you checking for x2, x3, x4 again if we have checked for x2?
नहीं, आपको चेक करने हैं ना कि which subinterval the root will be lying. This is very simplest case. You are asking me why you are keep on checking the sign after second iteration. Is not it?
Yes, sir.
We have considered very simple graph. Graph may not be like this. Graph may not be like this. The end point, the iteration which we are getting, that may be outside of this interval. ये जो x2 x3 मिला ना, वो इस साइड में भी हो सकते हैं. x2 एक नया ग्राफ क्रिएट करके बताते हैं. We have considered a very simple graph. Let us try to make it. I have not thought about it, but since you are asking, I got your doubt. Suppose this type is the curve. Okay. This may be the graph y equals to f of x. So here it is not like that we will be approaching from one side. It may be something, sometime it will be more than the root. Suppose this is x naught. Let us consider and see what is happening. This is x naught and this is x1. So what is the point P? P is f of x naught. This is the point P and this is the point Q. Is not it? So in to find out x2, what shall we do? We'll draw a chord
Make a chord.
joining P
X
and
naught, P, X
P
naught,
and Q.
PX naught. Yeah, and X
So let
and
us
Q.
do it in this graph and let's see what is happening. This is passing through P. It has to pass through Q. Okay. Is it okay? So what is the next approximate route? You tell me from the graph. This is x2. Is not it?
Sir.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
the root.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you check the sign between f of x naught into f of x2 and f of x2 into f of x1. So in the current scenario, in which subinterval the root is lying?
X1, X2.
X1 and X2.
X1, x2. So now what we'll do? You will draw a chord joining which 2 points? Let me make it clear.
Why X2?
Okay, you have to calculate f of x2. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is f of x2, R. Okay, now you will draw a chord joining which 2 points? R and Q. Is not it?
Yes, sir.
So let us draw a chord joining R and Q. So suppose my drawing is not perfect. Suppose this is the chord joining R and Q. Is it okay? So what is the next approximate route? This particular dot.
X3.
So that is x3. So now you tell me, R root lying between x3 to x1?
No, sir.
So
No,
shall we
sir.
check?
X2 and X3.
तो वो मतलब आपको हर एक इटरेशन में चेक करने होंगे, यस और नहीं?
Yes, sir. चेक करना चाहिए. Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो आप जो कह रहे थे कि सर हम हर एक इटरेशन में चेक करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे, आप देखिए इस सिचुएशन में आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. Okay, now the root is not lying between x3 to x1. Now the root is lying between x2 to x3. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that was second method. Next method I am going to tell is Newton-Raphson method. This is very easy to construct, and then I'll show you some examples. Newton-Raphson method, or simply Newton's method. So here this method is sometimes known as method of tangent. Method of tangent. Tangent will be drawn in this method. So suppose this is the scenario. This is the typical picture of the graph. Typical graph of the. Sorry. This is the typical graph y equals to f of x. So in this method, what shall we do? We'll choose one initial guess. Choose one initial guess. So choose x naught. Okay. So let us choose one initial guess. So suppose x naught is here. Now how to choose x naught, that I also will discuss. So this is x naught. I am to make it a curve. Because I will be drawing a tangent. How to draw an arc? Let me do it manually by hand. Okay, so this is the curve y equals to f of x, and choose x naught here. Okay, where is the root? This intersecting point. This is the root alpha. In this method, what shall we do? We'll draw a tangent at x0 comma f of x0. So where is x0 comma f of x0? This particular point. What is the coordinate of this point? Suppose it is P. Coordinate is x0 comma
x0 f of x0.
Okay, now in this Newton-Raphson method, what shall we do? We will draw a tangent through this point. So this is the tangent through x0 comma f of x0. Let me draw the tangent. This is the tangent through x0 f of x0, is not it?
Yes, sir.
Tangent T. So that tangent is going to cut x-axis at some point. So where it will cut x-axis, that will be our next approximate route. We'll call it x1. So how to get x1? Tell me the formula for x1. Tell me that point where it intersects x-axis, that will be called our next approximate route, x1. So how to calculate x1? So first draw the equation of the tangent.
Minus f x0 upon
Sorry, tell me minus f of x0 upon
sir, upon x1 minus x0.
x1 minus
equal
x0.
to sir f equal to f dash x0.
Okay, from there you will calculate x0, x1.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that is correct.
Yes, sir.
So let me do it my way. So first tell me the equation of the tangent. Tangent T is tangent T is, what is the equation of the tangent? Y minus f of x0 is equals to slope m into x minus x0. Okay, what is the slope at the point x0 comma f of x0? The derivative of the function or y minus f of x0 equals to dy by dx at the point x equals to x0, is not it? M, the slope of the tangent, into x minus x0. So or y minus f of x0 is equals to, simply I will write down this as f dash x0, derivative at the point x equals to x0 into x minus x0. Now how to get the next approximate route? To get next approximate route, what shall we do? Put y equals to 0, x equals to x1. Okay, so that will give you minus f dash x0 is minus f of x0 equals to f dash x0 into x1 minus x0. Okay, so what is x1? x1 equals to x0 minus f of x0 by f dash x0. Is it okay to you? x1. Now what will be the general formula in nth step, in nth iteration? What will be xn plus 1 if xn is known to you?
xn
N is
minus
equal to x n
General formula. Xn plus 1 will be xn minus
f fx
f
naught
xn
over
f dash xn. This is the general formula in n plus 1th step. Now advantage of this method is it is very speedy. It has highest order of convergence among all the method which we are going to study. It has order of convergence too. Advantage. it has order of convergence 2, highest among all the methods which we are going to cover. And what is the disadvantage? Look at the formula and tell me one or two disadvantages. When this method will fail to converge, look at the formula and tell me one thing.
If that curve is not derivative.
So if f dash x equals to 0 at any iteration in any iteration, okay, if what is happening, if f dash x equals to 0 in any iteration, काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, देखो क्या सारे, हाँ, disadvantage. If f dash x equals to 0 in any iteration, then this method will not converge, because f dash x equals to 0, so then xn plus 1 is not defined in any iteration, then this method will not converge. Okay. Second one is, if you take the initial guess has to be close to the exact root, has to be close to the exact root. The point x0 which you are choosing initially, that has to be close to the exact root. Means you should have make a precise initial guess, which is not very easy. So then to apply this method, you have to use bisection method to get a reasonable guess, initial guess, and then you can use this Newton-Raphson method to make that solution very accurate.
Sir,
tell me.
Why that initial guess needs to be close to the exact root?
Okay, let me tell you one such situation. Okay, let me tell you one such situation. Suppose this is the typical graph. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. You are asking the same question which I expect you to do in every time, in every method. Okay, so suppose this is the typical graph, y equals to f of x. Is it okay to you?
Yes, sir.
This is the typical graph, y equals to f of x. And suppose this part is symmetric about this line. This is about this line, this part is symmetric. Okay, is it okay to you?
Yes, sir.
Only this part is symmetric about the line which I've drawn by this dotted line. Now so where is the root? Here, alpha, it is the root. Okay, now let us choose the point x0 here. You can directly see this root is very far from the exact root, the initial guess, is not it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this method, what we do? We draw a tangent at which point? x0, f of x0 at this point, So that point is P. So draw a tangent at x naught comma f of x naught. So this is the tangent. Let me use black pen, okay, black color. So this is the tangent at the point, okay, sorry, just a moment. So this is the tangent. This is the tangent at the point x naught comma f of x naught, is not it here? So this is our, this black dot is the next approximate root, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is x1, okay. So to get x2, what shall we do? We'll draw a tangent at which point?
X1.
At
Sir,
x1.
at x1.
So let us call that
Yes,
point
sir.
Q. So we'll draw a tangent at the point Q. So let us draw a tangent at the point Q. And you will see, suppose that tangent is particularly passing through the point x naught, comma 0. If it is symmetric about the line, that will happen. The tangent T2 will be passing through x naught, comma 0.
Correct, sir.
So what will be next approximate root x2? What will be x2?
Not.
X2 will be same as x naught. And from x naught again you will get what? Applying this method again you will get
x1.
x1. So we are we moving towards the root?
No, sir.
We are not moving. So we are not getting the solution. But if you had started with x naught here, if you had chosen x naught here, then in this method you could have got the root. That situation will not be occurring, yes or no? Shall we get a root now from the figure? If this is the graph, we'll get a root. We'll get the root alpha by using Newton-Raphson method. So that is reason. That is the reason why the initial guess has to be very close to the exact root.
सर
हाँ.
सर P और Q का सिमेट्रिक होना जरूरी है. अगर सिमेट्रिक नहीं होंगे तो
I told you one such situation where you will, this method will fail to converge if it is far from the exact root. आप और भी कोई दूसरा सिचुएशन हो सकते हैं.
सर अगर सर जिस पॉइंट पे डेरिवेटिव 0 आ रहा है सर, अगर उसके अराउंड
उसमें
ग्राफ
तो एप्लीकेबल हुआ ही नहीं. उसमें तो एप्लीकेबल हुआ ही नहीं मेथड. उस पे तो एप्लीकेबल हुआ ही नहीं. मतलब आप इस पॉइंट पे x नॉट चूज नहीं कर सकते. आप इस पॉइंट पे x नॉट चूज नहीं कर सकते. कर सकते क्या? इस जो मैंने अभी x नॉट लिखा, इस पे डेरिवेटिव 0 हो जाएंगे बिकॉज इट इज ए लोकल मैक्सिमा पॉइंट ना. इस पे डेरिवेटिव 0 हो जाएंगे. इसको x नॉट चूज नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो रेस्ट्रिक्शन है कैसे x नॉट को चूज करने हैं. एक तो x नॉट ऐसे चूज करने हैं ताकि उस पे डेरिवेटिव 0 ना हो, और दूसरी बात x नॉट को एग्जैक्ट रूट के बहुत पास होना चाहिए. अब बहुत पास मतलब कितना पास वो मेंशन नहीं है किसी भी मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन में. So it will depend on the given equation. So the disadvantage of this method is that this method is not always convergent. लेकिन अगर convergent हुआ तो ये बहुत जल्दी आपको solution दे देगा. If you need the solution very much accurate, then your first aim will be to apply Newton-Raphson method, because error will be diminishing very quickly in this particular method because it has order of convergence 2, and I will be explaining to you when we will discuss order of convergence how that affects the speed of the iterative method. Okay, so I'll upload this study material. There you will see how examples are done. Shall we discuss few examples in the class?
Not now, sir, please.
Not now. Today time is over. So today in the next theory class we'll be explaining few examples. We'll be solving few examples, and then we'll consider the next theory topic. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is regular fallacy method. second method and Newton-Raphson method. Okay.
Sir,
Uh-huh.
if you have the book you are using, can you please share it in that team?
I have already uploaded the books, 3 books which I am following. This particular study material which I have prepared, I have not uploaded it. I thought I will be uploading the material once that unit is covered. Shall I upload it right
Yes,
now?
sir.
I do not have any issue,
Sir,
but
upload
when
it.
I am asking you to solve
every-
certain problem, please do it. Do not look at the study material and say the answer. Okay. Otherwise, I have already solved some problem, and if I ask you to do it, then you will be looking at the note and you will be saying the answer. Do not do that. Then I do not have any issue to upload the material right now.
Sir, please upload it after every class. Sir.
आफ्टर एवरी क्लास नहीं होते हैं. जैसे देखो ये यूनिट में पूरे रूट फाइंडिंग मेथड की जो यूनिट है ना, पूरे एक साथ सारे.
Okay, sir. Then after the chapter ends.
वो तो करेंगे ही. मैंने आप अगर चाहते तो अभी कर देंगे, लेकिन आपको कैलकुलेशन खुद करना पड़ेगा जब अगर पूछते हैं तो.
यस सर.
ठीक है.
यस सर, आप अपलोड
ओके
कर
ठीक है,
दीजिए.
अपलोड कर देते हैं. आप लोग को अगर पूछेंगे तो कैलकुलेशन खुद कीजिएगा.
ओके सर.
सर
ओके. हाँ हाँ
सर जो आप क्लास में कराते हैं ना, उसको सर क्लास से खत्म होने के बाद अपलोड कर दिया करिए. ऐसे सर बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है सर. कुछ याद नहीं रहता तो समझ में नहीं आता है सर बाद में फिर.
तो आप लोग क्या नोट नहीं बनाते हैं पढ़ते पढ़ते?